How are we doing, everyone? I wanted to try for the first time a DIY CO2 kit. Now, I set up my better tank and, well, basically, let me show you. Right, now if you remember a month ago, I set up this tank and I planted quite a bit of hair grass in there. I'm still not 100% sure whether this light is powerful enough, but the hair grass is looking a bit brown and it's not really doing that well. So what I thought I would do is try, for the first time, because I've never tried it, CO2. Now I'm not talking like, you know, expensive cylinder CO2 rig. I'm on about just a cheap, simple, some people call it DIY solution, but it's like bio CO2, but I'll show you. So here we have, and it is the Dennerle CO2 Starter Kit. I was going to try and use a DIY bottle kit with everything, and I thought, well, by the time I buy all the hose and all that and the diffuser, I might as well get this. Right, let's have a look inside. So first of all, you get a bottle. So obviously says CO2 Starter Kit. The diffuser, I've heard other people use this in the past, and they said the diffuser is really good, and it's quite small and quite cute, and I think that'll fit, you know, perfectly in my better tank. So it's made of plastic acrylic. There we go. It's pretty cool. You get the cap, which will obviously connect to your pipe hose. This is the air hose you get. This stuff is tougher and thicker than your normal air hose. I guess it's, you know, so they can handle the pressure of the CO2. You get a couple of suction cups for the diffuser and an O-ring which will fit inside this cap here. I'll give you an airtight seal. So apart from that, we have the activator kit. This is the yeast, and one thing I have lying around extra that you will need is a non-return valve like this, so it'll stop any water coming back down into your CO2 kit. And apart from that, in the box we have the instructions. I will read these, make sure I know what I'm doing. Right, so the first part of the instructions were you need 300 milliliters of water at roughly 50 degrees centigrade. I don't have a thermometer. I have this, which is my partner's thing for checking your meat. Same principle. So we'll just have a check to see what this is. When I did this, I thought to myself, if you boil a kettle, it's 100 degrees. So if you've done 150 plus 150 of cold water, it should be about that. Well, I think that'll do. That's close enough. So what you've got to do is pour the water into this. Do it slowly, and then apparently you're supposed to vigorously shake this until it's all mixed together. And then you put the cap back on, like so. So we're going to keep shaking this. Oh, make sure it's on. Give it a swirl around. And until it's all mixed. And what you have to do then is leave it for 24 hours to set at room temperature. So we'll put this by somewhere. The other important thing you need to do is you need to soak this diffuser as well. I'll leave it overnight, the same as this. So what were you asking?
If the tube goes on there.
Yeah, so that, as you see, that end will go onto the diffuser, yeah? And then this end will go on that cap here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what you do is, further instructions is, this stuff in here, right, Saren?
Yeah.
Okay, once that goes all hard, you're going to mix another lot of water up.
Jelly is not hard, though.
No, it's not, is it?
No.
What is it?
Mm.
Wobbly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I made a mistake then. This is not going to go hard, but it will set like jelly.
Yeah.
I think. I hope. All right, I stand corrected. It's not hard, thank you. Once this one has gone all solid, like jelly, you add 200 millilitres of warm water, and there's a packet of special stuff in here called yeast. Do you know what yeast is?
I kind of forgot.
You kind of forgot?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's basically, when that gets mixed with, I think what's in here is like a jelly and kind of sugar, okay? And yeast feeds off sugar, and it's used to make alcohol, but one of the byproducts it gives off is CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is used by plants to make them grow healthy. So that's what I'll be doing. So we've got to wait for that to go like jelly, and then we'll be pouring some water, and let's open up, I'll show you what they look like now. Do 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 do. Right, now it's been 24 hours, as you can see. This is now set. And the diffuser has been soaking for 24 hours-ish, as they say on the instructions. So let's get on with the rest of it now. So according to the instructions, I think it said you need 300 millilitres of warm water at 35 degrees and one of these sachets, and it says stir until completely mixed in and dissolved, and then you add it to this slowly. Here's the diffuser. And get the suckers, should I say? How do these go on? Thread them through, is it? Just be very careful doing this. There we go. And two. All done there. Right, don't forget then to add the non-return valve, something like this. That way is facing up, so air travels this way, but no water can travel back that way. So take our air hose, cut that. One side can go in to the diffuser. Now if this is a bit tough, this is okay, but if it is, you can soak it in warm water and it will soften this tube up, but it looks like it's going on okay. And the advantage is this isn't glass, so you don't run the risk of it breaking. We'll put the check valve on this end. Make sure it's nice and tight. And the same for this end. As you can see, it's quite twisty. You could soak this in warm water if you wanted to straighten it out again. I'm going to see what happens, just leave it for now. there you go. Okay, so the next bit on this is that we take our yeast in our lukewarm water. It says no more than 35 degrees centigrade, and then you're supposed to go like that, empty it all in, like so. Leave it a minute or two so it dissolves, and then you stir it. Right, after a minute or two, then you want to stir it. Keep stirring it until it's thoroughly dissolved. And then what we'll do is we'll get our cap. We'll put the seal in there so it doesn't leak anything. Right, take the lid off. Ooh, fizzed a bit then. We just need to gently pour in the yeast mix. Probably at an angle would be the best. Make sure you get all of this in. Oh, there's a little bit of yeast in there. Let's scrape it out. And replace the cap with this cap. End of our air hose and attach to the bottle. Like so. There we go. Right, let's set up the bottle now. So that'll go in there, and then I'll bring my air hose up and behind. Right, okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the CO2 diffuser right at the back, because the filter is going to be going that way, so we should get a spread of the CO2 a little bit better. There's only quite a weak flow in this, so it'll be interesting to see how far it actually does go around the tank. Okay, so you get 5 packs of the activator / yeast, and from what I understand and what I read is that this unit can last up to 60 days, but the one sachet only lasts you for about 2 weeks. So what you have to do is, when you see the CO2 starting to die down, or it did say 1 bubble per 5 seconds, then what you need to do is carefully tip out the liquid and mix another batch with another sachet and 200 milliliters of warm water. Okay, so we need to leave this for, they say, a couple of hours before the CO2 starts to diffuse. A couple of hours later, and we've got CO2. How cool is that? The only thing I was worried about with this is that you can't turn the CO2 off, and it's permanently on all the time. So I did a bit more reading, and according to the manufacturer's instructions, that you should not use this setup on anything smaller than 20 litres. So this is a 22 litre, but I don't have any fish in at the moment. I'll definitely have to get a CO2 drop checker if I do decide to keep using this system when I do put my fish in. But for now, we'll see how this goes. Thanks.